What's going on, guys? This is Raymond Iron by McKinney. Today, I want to talk about every moment in time, and every moment that we experience. It's just that experience. The events, the circumstances, the conditions that we encounter are based on what we how we view ourselves. They're pretty much aspects of ourselves. Say like the people that we encounter, the patterns you notice, like what you consistently think about is those events and circumstances play out in a in an aspect that relates to what you're constantly thinking about. If you're constantly thinking about because here's just thinking from the state, thinking from the state often, dwelling in that state of constantly thinking about, say like money. Maybe you constantly think about money. You'll start seeing money more often. If you constantly think about how money's transferred, that's how it's gonna appear. Maybe you hear yourself say, money's constantly coming to me. It's just like you're constantly thinking from that state, and it's just like money comes out of nowhere, or constantly attractive people want to see you, and then they physically see you in person. It's like they feel compelled to come to you, or you feel compelled to come to them, go to them without your conscious thought. It's like, oh, I didn't even think about. I was thinking about that a bunch, and I never really figure out how I even did that. I just thought about it, and then my physical actions just kind of were automatic, leading me to that outcome. So, yeah, everything we do, guys, everything that we physically do in life is based on our self-images, or based on our self-identity. When we consciously use the power of thought and attitude, and thinking from the state of desire, what we desire, like constantly, I'm constantly evolving, in my state of awareness, constantly evolving in riches, wealth, health, love and relationships with people, constantly thinking from that state. You're gonna get that. It's basically it, and when you maybe stuff like quantum physics. I was looking up, I think it was a quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was saying that quantum physics is always fluctuating at all times, where it's like particles coming into and out of existence, and universes coming into and out of existence. So basically, guys, what I took from that was that there's a parallel universe, some matrix effect going on, based on how we view ourselves in relation to the world. You're not going against anyone's free will this way. It's literally, it's almost like, yeah, you're just selecting states of consciousness. That consciousness is affecting, interacting, and informing and mirroring itself at all times, moment by moment. The particles, like what we focus on, say like if you turn away from this video right now, it's not in particle form, it's in wave form relative to yourself. And when you turn back to the video, it's in particle form. You're seeing me in particle form speaking through this camera. Yeah, it's still controversial, guys. Stuff like the observer effect, the double slit experiment, what you focus on, it reveals itself. It's controversial, which is fine. Not everyone's going to be on the board with the same way of thinking like that. But it's basically, I'm gonna, and guys, it comes to law, like Neville's law of assumption. What you assume to be true, that's what reveals. And what you assume true about yourself in relation to the world is that's how it's going to appear to be. Everyone has access to it. Everyone's always assuming, guys, moment by moment. You can't stop assuming. It's just like can't stop desiring. You're always desiring, whether you believe it, whether you know it or not. You have the desire, maybe a desire of going to bed, the desire of waking up, all these things. these little things that we don't often pay attention to is very powerful. I think one of the most underrated superpowers also is intended moment by moment. Say like you're getting up, you intend to go brush your teeth. You intend to step out of your bedroom. You intend to go brush your teeth. You intend to make your breakfast. You intend to go exercise. All these little habitual movements through space and time. Every actions we take, when we narrow our focus into even those little things, our attention becomes greater at managing the seemingly big things. That's how I view when people talk about, like law of attraction. Maybe it's not an actual. It's debatable. You can call law of attraction a universal law. I mean, some will call it pseudoscience because it's not reliable. It's not predictable. But I think that's the beauty of life, guys. There's some things in life that you don't have to always prove or predict. Because there's always discoveries to life, guys. There's always new discoveries to life. Like, we're always discovering. And really, from my perspective, like Neville said, creation is finished. What I say is the infinitude of creation is finished. All of infinity exists here and now. All moments and possibilities exist here and now. We're just becoming increasingly aware of what's already there. Say like when a collective consciousness becomes increasingly aware of something, like say like 9/11. When we become increasingly aware of that state, that's what reveals itself. It's a complex topic to talk about, but I want, in simplest terms, I want to narrow it down to this: what you focus on, what you constantly think about, what you constantly indulge, what you constantly think about, and saturate yourself into those continuous thoughts and attitudes. That's what manifests itself. That's what reveals itself to you. It's pretty common sense, guys. I find it common sense. Just like it's like you think for yourself, and you don't worry about what others think or say about you. And you view the world as however you want it to be. If you believe that things just come easy to you, they'll come easy to you. And if they come hard to you, they come hard to you. It's based on just based on how you view yourself. Everyone's different. Everyone's experiences are different. Some may have resistance to some things, and some may have easier things to those things. Maybe some people can assume like bad weather, like cloudy, rainy weather. They can assume that the sun's coming out instantly. That can happen, guys. It's not impossible. Things like that. I mean, some people say, well, that would have happened anyway. Can't worry about that, guys. Life is an experience. We need to stop trying to prove the external world, because it's only mirroring our own perception, our own perception, pretty much. Consciousness is pretty much just like experience in itself. The collective consciousness is experiencing, affecting, and mirroring itself. Where you, like me as Raymond, I'm just kind of like I act as an antenna for the infinite consciousness to express itself through me. That's why we see things like rich and poor, wars, peace, all that. Consciousness is doing all that, guys, through the means of working through us, expressing itself through us, whether it's good or evil. I kill and make alive. There is no other God. This God only wounds and heals. This is the only operating power, and there is no other God. It's in legions of forms. So, yeah. Change the way you think of yourself in relation to the world. What you constantly think about, what you constantly truly think about yourself in relation to the world. That's what manifests. That's simple. How are all these amazing things happening to me? How are all these amazing things happening to me? How am I making $1,000 a day? Holy crap, this amazing relationships come in my life. This is real talk, guys. This is affirming. This is not robotic for affirming. You're speaking as if changing your self narrative. Change the way you talk to yourself with your natural voice, because that's the feeling it real. How you naturally talk to yourself, and that's what reveals this. That's what reveals to us. So, yeah, guys. I hope this video helps. I bless you all, and happy manifesting.